Laser sights are an essential firearms training tool, clearly correcting and improving the two most important shooting fundamentals, aiming and trigger control. Crimson Trace, making laser sights standard equipment. Learn more at crimsontrace.com.
Welcome back to another hour of Gun Talk, live from the 2017 NRA meetings in Atlanta, Georgia. From the FN booth, here's Tom.
I gotta tell you, this is way too much fun. I'm Tom Gresham. It's Gun Talk. We're just having a ball. We are camped out in the FN booth. In fact, look behind me. Cool videos of FN products being used all over the world, the military, and also just shooting them here and having fun with them. I'm joined right now by Ashley Lubinsky from the Cody Firearms Museum, the Buffalo Bill Center of the West. Man, that's a long name.
It's so long. You should see my name tag. You can barely read it.
Yeah, as little as you are, the big name tag, you can't see you behind it.
The font is so small.
All right. So, obviously, probably most people know about the Cody Firearms Museum by now, or do you run into people who don't?
We still run into people who don't know what it is. They ask where it is. Cody. But,
Cody, Wyoming, by the way.
It just means I got to work harder, right, to get the word out there about it. But I have noticed since I started at Cody 6 years ago that the name recognition, especially in the modern industry, has really increased a lot. And so we're incredibly grateful for that because we've got companies like Winchester, and now Rio Ammunition was doing a fundraiser for us.
Okay.
So we put our guns in as many booths as we can so that people can see the diverse collection that we have. And, that we're a part of today's industry as well as the history, because what's made today is a part of tomorrow's history.
Well, I mean, you look back behind us,
John
right around
Browning's been popping up a bunch.
Yeah, John Browning back here right behind us here at the FM booth. I mean, there's that connection there. A lot of the guns that we like to use now, that we are shooting right now, are 100 years old. The design's 100 years old.
Oh, yes. First successful semi-auto, 1893.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah, the modern semi-auto, right?
Yeah.
So, all right, so I know the question everybody's got, how many guns do you guys have there?
We have about 7,000 firearms in the Cody Firearms Museum, but remember, we're a part of the center, which is 5 museums total, so we have almost between 85 to 9,000 guns in all the museums, if you count everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
And right now, you are undergoing not just renovation. I mean, it's a whole, rip it out, fix it, and go back in, whole thing.
Yeah, we are currently working on the renovation. The museum was opened in 91. Hasn't really changed much. So we are putting more guns on display, and then we're also doing a lot more with interpretation and hands-on experiences. We'll have 2 simulated shooting areas in the museum, and people will actually be able to work a bolt action or work a lever action and see how it operates so that they can make much larger connections to guns in history and not just kind of go in and go.
Because it's tactile.
Yes.
If you get
Or
your hands,
tactical.
you get your hands on it, you can work it. You can say, okay, that's how a bolt action works. That's what a lever action is. When they say lever action or bolt action, that's what they're talking about.
Well, I'm going to be honest. When I first started studying guns, I didn't grow up around them.
Right.
So I'm reading these books where they're like, okay, so then, you have the frizzen and you've got the hammer and you pull it back and you've got to put the powder here. And it's like, I don't understand. So we want to kind of reach out to those people because a large audience at the center really doesn't know anything about guns because they're coming to the art museum or they're going to the Buffalo Bill Museum. So we have a real
they're on
opportunity.
their way through going to Yellowstone.
Exactly.
And you stop off there and you got a chance to grab them and educate them while they're there.
Exactly. So we have a real unique opportunity because we're probably the only gun museum in the United States where we get such a large population of people who really don't have an experience with guns because they pay the fee, they go to the 5 museums, and they wander in. Most of the freestanding gun museums, that's your choice to make to go to that day.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So it's kind of a neat opportunity to get the gun enthusiast excited, but then also get someone the unconverted, as I call them.
No, it's exactly right. So how big is the whole complex itself?
The property is 40 acres, and the building that all the museums, we say a 7-acre roof. So I get my workout when I've got to go from vault to vault.
Yeah, you do. All right, so now enough of that. Let's talk about the important stuff. You and I were just hanging out together in Argentina. You were on this. We were all on this grand trip together, except that you got there a day late because
of weather in Dallas. Yeah, we were.
I mean, you were literally 24 hours late getting in there.
We were sitting on the plane in Phoenix, my fiance and I, and they were like, "We've been grounded. There's weather." About an hour. So I'm like, "We're fine. We've got plenty of time to get on the plane to Buenos Aires."
Okay.
And then they say, okay, we're going to take everyone off the plane, an hour later. And then I hear the pilot go, well, we timed out, so we need a new crew.
Oh, great.
So my fiance's like, walk. We're going to customer service. But really, there aren't that many flights. So we were booked the next day.
Flying from Dallas to Santiago, Chile, you're going to take that flight that day.
You were a part of an earthquake, apparently.
Yeah, I sat through an earthquake in Santiago Airport. It was a good one. It was like more than a minute long and 7, I think 6, 9 or 7. And it was rocking and socking. I mean, I've been through a lot of them that were like 10 seconds, 15 seconds. When it goes for a minute, it's getting your attention.
That's crazy. I saw that on Facebook from a couple of the people you were with, and I was like, man, people had some luck, trying to get there and then trying to get back.
I would say we can't get there because of weather, and now we're in the terminal, and it's shaking, and we don't know if this whole building's going to fall down there. All right, here's what I want to do, Ashley. I want to take a quick break. When we come back, I want to tell this story, what I thought was one of the funniest stories of introducing the concept of somebody who can shoot fast and shoot a lot to the folks down in Argentina.
Oh, okay.
Okay? All right. We'll be right back with more Gun Talk.
Legends aren't born legendary. They are proven legendary. Like the new FN 509 handgun. A direct result of over 1 million rounds of testing and a direct descendant of over 125 years of legendary FN firearms. The world's most battle-proven firearms. The FN 509. A legend in the making. Find out more at fnamerica.com.
If you're like me, you don't have money to burn, but you still want to buy guns, ammo, and accessories. That's why we created GunDealio. That's a free smartphone app. Just download it and start getting the deals. Could be discounts, offers of free magazines for your gun, or you could be the first to hear about new stuff from gun makers. Here's how it works. With GunDealio on your phone, you get alerts when you enter a gun store. Special deals, You don't have to do a thing. It'll do a lot of other cool things, like let you watch gun videos and listen to Gun Talk podcast. Plus, check it anytime for hundreds of deals and offers. Getting more while spending less. Smart, huh? GunDealio. Made in America. Gluten-free. At the App Store and Google Play or GunDealio.com.
Get the fastest semi-automatic trigger for your AR rifle with Franklin Armory's BFS trigger. The binary firing system offers a 3-position selector for binary, semi, and safe modes. In binary mode, your AR fires 1 round on pull and 1 round on release. Works in any AR, is easy to install, no paperwork needed. 100% U.S. made, patent pending. The BFS trigger from Franklin Armory. At a dealer near you or at franklinarmory.com.
Are you looking for a place to shoot? The National Shooting Sports Foundation has a great website called wheretoshoot.org. It's the largest database of shooting ranges on the internet. It's also a great resource for shooters where you can find video tips, printable targets, and a lot more. Find it online at wheretoshoot.org. And while you're there, download their free iPhone app. That's wheretoshoot.org.
Back with you here, Tom Gresham. It's Gun Talk, and hanging out in the FM booth, and we had Ashley Levinsky from the Cody Firearms Museum, Buffalo Bill Center of the West, and we're talking about our trip to Argentina, and you kept talking about your fiance. I said, well, dude, let's just get him up there. Let's not, Mark Hannis joins us right now. Of course, one of the top 3 gun shooters in the country, also now with Surefire.
Yes, absolutely, Tom. Thank you for having me on.
You bet. So you guys have to tell the story. Since you're here, I'm going to let you tell the story. You guys just do it together because it's so great. We're down in Argentina, and the truth of it is the shooting was slow.
Subpar.
Subpar, okay.
Which we apparently found out is actually typical for April. We did a hunt afterwards.
Yeah.
And the outfitter
they're saying, why'd you come in April?
Yeah, they were saying it's usually slow because I guess they're moving around. And
moving and harvesting the crops, just like we found out as they cut more rows of corn as we shot.
We were shooting over the top of the truck, you know. Okay, so they bring you a flat 250 rounds. Now, the last afternoon was good. It was hot. It was moving.
It was good.
A lot of birds, right? Okay. Actually, fair to say Mark knows how to shoot fast.
Yeah, fast, not necessarily accurate. It just depends.
Oh,
hey, whoa.
Ouch.
Well, I can't really talk, though. I'm no shotgun shooter.
That hurt. Okay, so...
I do declare I slayed a bird or thousands.
Okay,
700.
And in 3-gun, you know how to load shotguns really fast. Keep it at your shoulder, just keep loading and shooting.
Absolutely. That's the key of shooting shotgun and 3-gun is loading the gun.
Okay.
And for years, we would what we call weak hand load, to where we'd grab four out of a
Well, carrier
and jam them up into the magazine tube with one hand, and you could keep the shotgun in your shoulder and keep on going.
Okay.
In the past couple of years, we switched to quad loading, to where we flip the gun over and roll them in.
Right.
But your gun's got to be set up for it.
Okay. All right. So the birds are flying. I mean, and so now it's going fast. And Ashley, you told me you had actually shown them a video of Mark shooting and trying to explain, well, why does this guy want so much ammo, right?
Well, first off, most of our bird boys, they didn't really speak a lot of English, so we communicated through video and pictures most of the time that we were there. And when everything was slow for the first day and a half, it really wasn't, Mark wasn't really able to show them how fast he could shoot. And by the time it had gotten hot, I wasn't shooting as much because I'm not much of a shotgun shooter. I'd done my does, I hit my does, I hit my parakeets.
And to be fair, the guns there didn't fit you, and
my 30-inch barrel,
when
or my
you're
32-inch
small,
barrel.
I mean, you got this long stock. It's just tough. So anyway,
Yes.
Okay, so you're showing them the video of how fast Mark shoots.
And I mean, they were because one of them was you shot that one target in 3 seconds.
Yeah.
And a series of targets in 3 seconds, and they were like 3 seconds, and they were doing that. So as soon as the birds actually start flying on the last afternoon, I was like, you're going to hurt so bad the next day because he's just loading and loading and loading. He's asking for, 2 flats.
I was demanding more flats because
I didn't believe him though, and so he shot out. I was like, oh no, when he turned around.
This is going to get ugly. If Mark runs out of ammo, it's getting ugly.
Because they had 3 flats of ammo there, so I shot mine. I shot my other one. I said, hey, you need to get a couple more here, and Ashley had stopped shooting, so I shot her flat. 250 shells at a whack, so I shot her flat.
And for those who are thinking, how could you do that? You literally could shoot, because there are so many birds, you could shoot 25 rounds in a minute.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? I'm not exaggerating.
And when you don't take the gun down and you just keep feeding it as you go.
You're shooting and shooting
and a lot of people will shoot their gun empty, hand it to the bird boy, they'll load it up, hand it back to you.
Right.
I just told that guy, I said, you just keep opening boxes and dumping them into my
shell bag.
In the shell bag, so I could just keep drawing out of it and keep loading. And so shot the first 500, then her 250, and said, hey, bring a couple more flats. They looked at me like I was crazy. She started showing them videos. They brought one flat over, and I hammered through that. And I was a little upset that they didn't bring
that really
a
is like 15 minutes worth of shooting, one flat.
So they went to the next gentleman that was shooting with us wasn't going exceptionally fast, so they went over and stole some of his. And then I grabbed 2 shells, and I walked the 30 yards down the line shooting birds as I walked down, grabbed some more shells because they had to go back to the truck to get another 500 or 750 rounds.
So how many rounds did you shoot that afternoon? Do you know how many flats or anything?
It was between 1,500 and 1,750 rounds.
So you went through 6-7 flats, something like that.
Yeah, we had to. We prepaid for 2,000 rounds, and when we had 2 days of shooting,
and it was the last day.
Day.
And hey, I got ammo I paid for. It's going to get shot.
And actually, the fun part of that is with wanton disregard to saving shotgun shells because I wanted to burn them up.
Right.
We sat there. I shot at stuff right-handed. I shot at stuff left-handed. I used the shotgun one-handed just for fun. But we took
smoked
shots.
A cigar and shot it. Drank a Coca-Cola. It was a great advertisement.
I found that I took some shots at 50, 60-yard crossing.
You normally wouldn't take.
You wouldn't waste the ammo on it, and you had a very low percentage. But every once in a while, you knocked a dove out of the sky.
And these are 20 gauges.
20 gauge at 60 yards at a crossing bird, and it just a miracle BB on them. And
sure.
Hey, look at that.
Unluckiest dove in Argentina. Now, we also saw other wildlife. They encourage you there to shoot parakeets, which is pretty bizarre because we think of them as pets, and they shoot them. They run out. They want them. They're going to take them home and eat them.
Yeah, they go crazy for those.
Well, when we were like, we don't quite understand it. We don't quite understand it. When we were on our black buck hunt down in Santa Rosa, we were, we're stalking the herd, and you hear the parakeets coming out. Rah, rah, rah.
Right.
We're like, we get it now.
Yeah.
They're real obnoxious.
They really are obnoxious. Okay, but we also saw, or Mark saw, other wildlife because my guide kept saying, he'd like point to his ear and hear something that says Puma, and I'm thinking, oh, you're pulling my leg. Mountain lion, we're in, it looks like you're in Kansas.
Yeah.
It is flat and corn as far as you can see, right?
Absolutely.
So we're there that morning, and we're on this road. It's a little 2-track road between the woods and the 8-foot tall corn. So we're just in this little corridor, right? All right, pick up a story.
So we had finished shooting the first morning, and I use the term shooting loosely because many people didn't even fire around.
Yeah, it was bad.
So we just packed it up, walked all back to the truck so we could go back and
we're all just standing around talking.
Just standing in a circle, and I'm facing, just looking down the 2-track road, and here comes a Puma about 15, 20 yards behind the group, and just completely silent, walked right across the road, slipped into the corn. And as fast as I could say something, a couple guys turned and caught a tail and went,
right.
Oh wow!
It was just there.
It was just right there.
It just moving like a ghost.
Yep.
And evidently they have a lot of Puma there.
When we were down on our hunt at Catena Safaris, the guy's like, hey, if you want a Puma, no guarantee you'll see one, but we can go after those.
Wow.
So we were really looking. Never saw one.
Yeah, no, we didn't see one.
Of course. So how long were you guys in Argentina for the whole trip? Because you went from our dove hunt to a black buck hunt.
Yes, 9 days.
Yeah, 9 days.
We finished shooting Friday afternoon, and then we got in a car with someone, and he took us to the bus station, and we went on an overnight bus. It ended up being a 10-hour bus ride, I think, to Santa Rosa. Woke up, got in another car, rode an hour to Catena Safaris, and before lunch, Mark had shot his black buck.
Okay, but you left off what happens when you haven't exchanged any of your American dollars to pesos and you get to the bus station.
You know what happens? Ashley can't have a Sprite and a candy bar. We were so tired, and we're so sore, and we get there and we're trying to just kind of kill time because there's some time before the bus, and we went in just to get some waters, and I was like, oh, candy bar, and the guy was like, no US, and so Mark was like, credit card, because we don't speak Spanish, and he was like, no. And I was like, oh my gosh, we can't even get food. And then, to make matters worse, I walked into the bathroom, and there's like a bin with a lady, and there's money in it, and there's like a sheet that almost looks like a price list, and I'm not sure what it was because I couldn't read it. But
it's not a tip jar for the way out.
I was like, do I have to pay to go to the bathroom?
It's a pay toilet, and you don't have any money.
And so I was
this is a bad thing. This is not going well at this point.
No.
Oh, man. Well, overall, I mean, and people say, well, how was the shooting? Well, the shooting was not good. We just worked out. We got there at the wrong time.
Yeah,
we didn't know it.
But it was a fantastic trip. With wonderful folks.
And the people. I was just going to say, the people were wonderful.
Amazing.
The food was great. I did love seeing the guy in front of us, 2 guys in front of the bus on the highway, one on a motorcycle, one on a bicycle, and the right, remember?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And the guy on the bicycle is holding on to the shoulder of the guy on the motorcycle, and they are booking it down the road.
It is Back to the Future, Michael J. Fox on a hoverboard rolling behind the truck.
It is.
And that was real life Argentina.
Oh, yeah, it was fantastic.
That was a hoot.
The juggler in the street.
That was weird.
Yeah.
I mean,
he was there every day.
Was he getting tips? Or I don't know.
Tip is to get out of the street because he was going to get run over.
Because they are they're pretty wild and woolly, the drivers there.
Yeah.
I was glad we had local drivers because I wasn't going to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
But, man, it was fun. All the people there were pleasant, smiling, happy, helpful. Really enjoyed Argentina.
It was really wonderful. I would say, the shooting wasn't necessarily good, although, as I said, I'm not much of a shotgun shooter, so I wasn't going to hit a lot of birds anyways. But it was a lot of fun when you came home, and, they made you good food. The meat was amazing. I had a few drinks, had a cigar, obviously.
One of the things you're talking about, Mark, being able to shoot a lot of different birds. I was working on something and really figured out, and I knew this going in, that I am much better as an instinctive shooter. Just come up, you basically move, mount, shoot. So you're moving on the bird, mount the gun, and as soon as the gun hits your shoulder, pull trigger.
Yep.
But you had some where you could actually mount and wait, and you track, and inevitably I'd miss.
Those seem to be the hardest ones to hit.
Yeah.
You know, when they're flying fast and furious, you're loading the gun, you just come up, see bird, hit the bird, knock them every time.
Exactly.
When you see one coming from across the cornfield, and you're just sitting there waiting and waiting.
And your brain is getting in your way now.
Yeah, and then now get up, okay, I'm tracking, I match the speed, I got a good lead, boom, there he goes, keeps flying away.
Well, here's the worst, okay? You know, what do they say? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. Well, I had one that circled me just at about 35 yards out. It never got further away, never got any closer, just absolutely circled me. And you know, if you use the same lead every time and you miss the first time, you're going to miss him every time.
It is so hard to adjust that.
It really is.
Because you go, boom, that should have worked. No, I mean, it should have worked.
No, there's something wrong here. Yeah, I know there's something wrong. It's between my ears.
Yeah, and you know, and a lot of that comes from something I think of in long-range shooting. I mean, the bullet never lies.
Right.
You know, it was supposed to do this. My calculator said this. My Kestrel said this, and the Earth. No, the bullet doesn't lie.
This is the truth detector.
Yes.
Yes. If you didn't hit it, then you didn't do something you were supposed to do.
Yep.
It's pretty darn simple there.
Well, I had a parakeet that tried to dive bomb my head. That was my most exciting. Yeah,
it fought back.
It fought back, and it was great. And I said to Mark, I'm like, thank goodness for trigger discipline, because I looked like Yosemite Sam trying to get away, like, because I could see it dive bombing straight at my forehead.
So this kamikaze parakeet?
Oh,
yeah. She shot it, and it just augured right at her.
Really?
Oh, yeah. She hit it about 25 yards away, and it just glide patterned straight to her.
And I kept my cool real well.
Okay, so, all right. You guys obviously engaged and all. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We're looking at next year?
End of next year, yeah.
End of next year. Okay. Everybody's invited. but we're not going to tell them where. How's that?
It's like a treasure map.
That's right. You like that? That's very cool. No, it was a grand trip. We knew some of the people there, knew you guys, met some people there we didn't know, and it was just delightful. Yeah. All put into a similar situation and just had a ball. I would recommend to anybody that they do that. It was just lots of fun.
You know that the shooting not being great on the first day was disappointing. The second day was just enough to see how great shooting in Argentina can be. Right. And I highly recommend just grabbing some friends.
Just as I say, just do it. Just do it.
It's everything you're going to want it to be.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you, guys. It was a real pleasure being down there with you. Fun to have you here with me. This is always a bunch of fun. All right, don't go far. We are in the FM booth at the NRA's annual meetings. We'll be right back with more Gun Talk.
Welcome back to Gun Talk, where we're live from the 2017 NRA meeting in Atlanta, Georgia. From the FN booth, here's Tom.
Well, welcome back to Gun Talk. Yes, we are still having fun here because we don't know how to not have fun. It is we're just having a ball around here. Mark Canish is over here shooting pictures of us because what else does he have to do? He is kind of cruises like a shark. He never moves, never stops moving. Andrew Wright joins us right now. You probably have seen him on our Guns and Gear show we did last year. You came in and we shot some silencers, had a bunch of fun.
Yes, indeed.
Did some fun stuff from Surefire. Let's see, makers of lights, makers of suppressors, makers of actually a lot of cool stuff. Very much a technology company, would you say?
Absolutely. Constantly innovating.
Okay, so, all right, you have two lights we just threw out here. One I just stole because I had my dinky little
don't even say the name. Let's not talk about that.
Name, not brand name. I said another brand. Okay. And I had that in Argentina, and we were at night, and I shined. I'm trying to find my way around, and Mark pulls out
the E1B MV.
Easy for you to say.
Yep, just the backup.
400 lumens.
Yep.
With the MV being wide throw, right? Or
yeah, it stands for max vision. It's a very wide, close in, perfect for admin tasks.
It was amazing. I mean, we were, this is not a tactical blind people light. This is actually see stuff and walk around and do things light.
Yeah, it's a wall of light.
Very well put. Wall of light. It was. I mean, it just dwarfed everything that I was doing. So that's very cool. This is brand spanking new, right?
It's brand new. It's shipping right now. It's super low profile. It's got a little bit smaller bezel and smaller tail cap. Yep, 123.
Man. This is nice. I mean, it is a It's amazingly bright. It's unbelievable what has happened with LEDs over the last few years.
They're getting extremely efficient, yeah.
Okay.
So where does it end? So this is the Aviator. It's also a one-battery compact light. This is a really good field light. So rather than have a red filter, this has 2 LEDs, and you pull and twist to select which one you're on, similar to our Vampire series.
You can go white light?
Yep.
Or red light?
Well, yeah, we make several different colors. So this one I have right here is red, and it's dual output in both. So you'll start low and then high on the white side, and then low and then high on the colored side. And for different types, we have a red filter, or excuse me, a red LED, a blue LED, a yellow-green, and we also do an amber. So up to you. Different colors are different, are good for different tasks. The blue might be better for hunting, for tracking blood trails.
Okay.
Yep. Red might be better for map reading.
The nice thing about having the you push it once, you get a low beam. You hit it again, it goes bright.
Yep.
If you get up in the middle of the night, all you need to do is just find your way around a room. You go low, it's fine for that.
Yeah.
You hit it one more time, and you got a nice bright light.
Yeah, typically you really don't need all the output these lights can put out. The low's plenty sufficient. You don't need to blow out your night adaptive vision. You can get away with just using 5 lumens.
Right. Exactly. So what else is new at Surefire? You guys are always innovating.
Yeah, so brand new and what we're really excited about is our Masterfire holster system.
What's that?
It's a firearms holster, and the unique aspect of it is that it indexes off the weapon light. So we have a line of weapon lights now that are a holster specific for this Masterfire holster weapon light. So we make X300 UH, so it's a standard just white light only version.
Right.
We make X400 UH versions, which are light and laser combinations to go with this holster. And we also have an X15, which is coming out in a little bit, which is a polymer, more entry-level version of that weapon light. But the unique thing about this holster is that because it indexes off the weapon light, it's a retention holster. It uses a thumb brake to release the retention, and it leaves the entire top half of the gun open. So that means that you can put pretty much any firearm in it. It's not firearm specific, it's light specific.
Okay.
So as long as the gun can fit a light, you can put that in the holster. Additionally, a really cool aspect of it, it has a switch on the side that if you want it to, you can select it to activate upon draw. So that when you pull the firearm out of the holster, the light will turn on or the light laser will turn on. So that's a pretty cool option for anybody that might have, one hand occupied. Maybe it's a law enforcement, even, home defense or whatever it may be. You can have it activate when it's
drawn. If you pick up a child or grab a loved one with another hand,
sure.
You just need to operate one-handed.
Yeah, so it's a really cool. And also, another really unique aspect is because the top half is open, you can fit a suppressor. So a pistol suppressor will fit on the inside that holster. So it's a retention holster that now you can have a suppressor, you can have a red dot system.
Really?
All the add-ons that you want, and it's not going to interfere because it's just grabbing the bottom half of that firearm.
What's it called?
The Masterfire holster system.
Is it available now?
It just started shipping here at the NRA show.
So what's been the reaction in the booth when people see it?
It's been overwhelmingly positive. Yeah, we've sold out of the ones that we brought to the show, and so yeah, they've been very, very positive. Everyone's excited to be able to have a retention holster that you can fit a suppressor in, and it's not firearm specific. So no matter how big or odd your gun is, where normally you might not be able to find a retention holster, now this will work as long as it can have the light.
And it's a belt holster outside the waistband hilt.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Correct. Yep.
It would have to be
outside the waistband. Yep.
Okay. Pretty slick. How do people find out more about all the cool things you're doing? The website?
Yep, website surefire.com. Tune in. We also have a YouTube channel. We're constantly putting new content, new videos on. So that's Surefire LLC is on our YouTube channel.
Because Surefire is Surefire, for those who don't know, surefire.com.
Yes, sir.
Andrew, thank you so much.
I appreciate your time, Tom.
Always a pleasure. All right, don't go far. We'll be right back with some Olympic news from the NRA show.
In the war on terror, fighting crime in the streets, in competition and homes around the world, one name in firearms stands out: Sig Sauer. Our pistols and rifles are renowned for their unfailing performance. This same commitment to excellence can be found in our line of SigTac accessories and the training offered by the Sig Sauer Academy. For unmatched quality, reliability, and innovation when it counts, choose Sig Sauer. Visit sigsauer.com today.
There's only one place where you can buy that firearm you've always wanted and turn it into your very own. That place is Brownells.com. Now offering a huge selection of firearms from all your favorite brands. Brownells is the spot to buy online. When you're choosing your gun, be sure to look over the enormous selection of parts, accessories, ammo, and more to make that firearm your masterpiece. Brownells.com. Serious about firearms.
Attacks happen every day. How will you react? See real people put into real-life criminal attack situations on First Person Defender. Discover what works and what doesn't. kidnapping, ATM robbery, home invasion, and other attacks. Learn how to save your life and the lives of your family. Get the entire first season on DVD at shopguntalk.com. Get prepared. Shopguntalk.com.
Your guns are hungry. They crave lead, feast on recoil, and are ravenous for performance. On the menu, Aguila Ammunition's complete line of rimfire, centerfire, and shot shells. Each and every round of Aguila ammunition is made with the highest quality of materials and crafted to ensure optimal reliability, accuracy, and proficiency. Visit AguilaAmmo.com and let the feeding frenzy begin. Aguila Ammunition. Feed your firearm.
With you, Tom Gresham. It is Gun Talk. Hey, welcome. I'm so glad everybody's here. We're just having a ball. The NRA annual meetings is kind of winding down. We're in the exhibit hall here. We're in the FN booth, and things are slowing down. We're in the last 15 minutes of the show, guys.
Wow.
I know. So amazing stuff. All right, so we are visited by Jason Parker from USA Shooting and Jessica Delos Reyes. I got it right, didn't I?
You did. Perfect.
Okay, so first of all, I'm going to let you introduce Jason for us, okay?
Okay, well, we've got Jason Parker, 4-time Olympian, and now he has moved into our assistant national rifle coach role, so passing on his years of experience as a competitor, as a member of the U.S. Army Marksmanship Unit, and helping create our next generation of great Olympians.
How'd you get started in shooting in the first place?
Wow, I've been shooting ever since I was a little kid. I was probably 3 weeks old. My dad drugged me out to a shooting competition because he shot before I was born, and so I've been around guns my entire life. I had a BB gun when I was 3, got a 22 and a shotgun when I was about 5, and when I was about 13, that's when my dad took me to the local gun club, and it was just a regular gun club, and the guy let me borrow a rifle, and got started in competition shooting when I was 13.
You said, hey, that's fun.
All over the place, yeah.
All right, so here's a question for you. At what point did you realize that you were actually good at this?
Oh, boy. I don't know if I've ever gotten to that point yet, but...
I'll give you a break. Come on, you don't go to 4 Olympics to do that.
I just really enjoyed it. When I first started shooting, like I said, my dad got me that Daisy air rifle gun, and it was just wanted to be better and better and better, and pretty soon we're going to state competitions and national competitions, and it just kept on going. Competed in college, competed in the Army team, and just...
All right, describe for people who may not be aware, what are the rifle events at the Olympics?
Rifle events, right now, it's a little bit of flux. At the last Olympics, there was 5 events. Men had 3 and women had 2.
Okay.
They had 3 position, which is 40 shots at 50 meters with the 22. You shoot that in a prone position, standing position, and kneeling position. There was a prone event, which is 60 shots only in prone, and then there was a 10-meter air rifle event as well, which men would shoot 60 shots. Women, they had a different course of fire. They'd shoot the same ones, a 3-position air rifle, except they'd shoot 20 shots in each position and 40 shots in air rifle.
Okay. And as the IOC tends to do, things change. They're always messing with, particularly with our shooting events, it seems like.
It is. This one here, this is the big one. IOC came down and they said they want gender equality across the board, so they want the same amount of events, they want the same amount of representation, and with that, they took the 3rd men's event and they're going to make it into a mixed team event. Right now, they're going through exactly what they're going to finalize it as. So
you don't even have the final version of this one?
No,
not yet.
We're moving towards Tokyo and don't even have the event yet.
Okay, so tell me about Tokyo. How are we looking?
Oh, absolutely fantastic. We have our elite veteran crowd that's still there, but I'll tell you, we have some fantastic junior shooters coming up through the pipeline. So getting those guys up and running and shooting well. The last Olympics, we had a real young Olympic lady, Jenny Thrasher.
Sure.
Won the gold medal, the first gold medal.
First one of the game.
Absolutely. So she's going to continue for the next 4 years. So watch for her, along with all of her peers and everybody to push through and win those international medals.
What's it like changing from being the shooter to being the coach?
Wow, it really opened up my eyes. You're going through there, and as a shooter, you keep on developing, and you get stuck in your ways, and it's like you get your ideas, but as I switched over into coaching and it just kind of opened my eyes, it's like, wow, I wish I'd have done this different or that different. And
people
that's
always
what
tell me you learn more when you start teaching something.
Absolutely, and this was the same way, and I was blessed to have some fantastic coaches, and there's some things that I kind of was like, I don't know about that one, but now that's my big thing is like, hey, here's an idea, you work what you want to do, work on different things, but at the same time, just keep your mind open and just try something. Don't get stuck in your ways too much. So.
Just because I'm watching this, you guys are both just smiling the whole time. You guys really love this stuff, don't you?
You don't get into this, particularly on the Olympic side, to make a ton of money, to get a lot of fame. These athletes do it because they truly just love shooting. They love going out to the range every day. They love the smell of the gunpowder. They love the torture of putting themselves into these contorted positions. And I'm smiling because I was in Rio with Jason and his first time at the Olympics as a coach, and he just kept looking at me every time. He'd go and talk to one of the athletes, and then he'd look at me and go, it's so weird being on this side of it. It's so weird being on this side of it. Because he was competing in London in 2012.
You're not in control.
No, not at all. But, that's where all the hard work back on the practice range comes in. You talk to an athlete and hopefully it clicks at that moment and gets
at that point, you're not coaching technique. You're just working on their heads.
Yeah, more or less. Yep. Right? They know how to do it. You just point them in the right direction. They come back with the big wide eyes. It's like, hey, just like it was when we were training wherever we were at, the Sport Benning or at the Olympic Training Center, just the same distance, same size target. So they just need to hear that sometimes.
Yeah, you just settle down. You know how to do this. Just you got to have them get out of their own way sometimes.
Exactly.
I
mean, we really do, don't we? We mess our heads up with stuff.
It's amazing how difficult you can make. Shooting is it's actually
a fairly simple thing.
It is.
It's not necessarily easy, but simple.
Yes, and it's amazing how difficult you can make it when you start piling all this stuff on there, and you put this Olympic gold medal in front of things, and it blocks everything else. It's like, all right, still got a line to sight, still got to squeeze the trigger.
You get yourself so worked up. It's like, I'm going to throw up. Come on, you're just shooting it. You're doing the same thing you do every single day, right? Except this time, it's everything you've been working for 4 years.
Yes, and it's the people who know how to manage that well. I hope again, I'm not the competitive shooter here, but Ginny Thrasher, you meet her, sweet girl with a squeaky voice, sweet as can be. But right before she went on the line for the gold medal, she is grabbing the bike rack that separated the range from the stands, and she is shaking it like she's an animal in a cage, looking at her coaches going, I can win this. I can do this. And you're,
who is that?
Who are you? And lo and behold, she did.
The intensity and the focus is like, all right, she got this.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
It's fun to see.
Peaking at the right time.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That is just amazing. All right, so say if somebody is a 12-year-old, likes to shoot, thinking, is that really a possibility? Is that something I could do? How does he or she go about that?
Well, that's about the perfect age to get involved in this. There's a lot of different organizations that offer competitions, whether it's 4-H, American Legion, NRA, CMP. Right around 12, 13, that's where we try to capture those kids and get them starting to develop. You shoot through high school, you can shoot through college and everything, but the best way is if you go to usashooting.org, you go on their website and they list all kinds of clubs and everything. You go find one that's close to you and you get plugged in that pipeline and you get going down the Olympic path.
And they make sure, there's a program called Progressive Position Pistol. Some kids, we have 9-year-olds who can't hold a pistol by themselves.
Sure.
But you know what? We're teaching them the basics. They start seated, practicing just pulling that trigger correctly, and then they do this thing with a T-stand where they have a weight that helps support their arm.
So you could actually start them off at a really young age.
Start them off really young, and we make sure they learn the basic skills they need to build the fundamentals. Right. They do it safely.
All right. For more information, usashooting.org?
Yes.
usashooting.org. Congratulations on all of your successes, both of you. The team's great. Love what you're doing, and we're all going to be. When is the next summer games?
2020 in Tokyo.
There you go. We're going to be watching. Thanks, guys.
Fantastic. Thank you.
All right, don't go far. We'll be right back with more Gun Talk. righty. This is going to wrap it up. I tell you what, we've been having a ball here. We're at the FN booth at the NRA's annual meetings. You folks at FN, thank you so much. You guys have hosted us here. It's been absolutely terrific. It's just been wonderful. Had Mark Wills on here. That was pretty cool. I got to hang out with a true star. And you know what? Just as nice a guy as you will ever meet. Truly genuine. Really great guy. For those who just may have dropped in a little bit late, let me just tell you, we started off the show talking about the newest product from FN. I got to tell you, the FN 509 is stunning. It is a million rounds of testing, it says right there. Their newest pistol, 9mm, 17 rounds, and you're going, yeah, what's different? Well, you got to pick it up. Really, honestly, that's pretty much it. You just got to pick it up, take a look at it, put it in your hand, and go, that's it. And then when you get to go out and shoot it, and I would encourage you to try to find a place where you can go shoot one, that's when you really understand. I want to talk about something for just a second here. We're in a short window of special time, and that is we have gun companies who have too much inventory. Let's just get right to the heart of it. And there are some stunning prices out there. There are some gun stores that are making some incredible deals. In 6 months, you will be kicking yourself and saying, why did I not buy that, whatever it was? You know, why didn't I buy the 509? Why didn't I buy the Shield? Why didn't I buy the whatever it is? I'm just telling you, this window on this stuff is going to close. It's going to close 2 to 4 months. It's just my prediction. The industry is going to get back to where it was. These special prices that people are just blowing stuff out is going to go away. And you're going to be saying, I cannot believe I did. I mean, I've got people who are saying, I got to go buy 5 of those, whatever it is, because it's a special time. It's also a very special time, and I'm just going to say, we had Doug Ritter on here from Knife Rights talking about that. It's a very interesting comment. He said, people will donate to gun rights and to knife rights when they feel threatened, when they think someone's going to take something away. Right now, we have gone from defense to offense, whether it's NRA or Second Amendment Foundation or knife rights, and we have an opportunity to take back lost ground. That costs money also. But people say, well, I'm not going to donate. There was no threat out there. Well, there's always a threat. It will be back. They will make inroads. They will take away some of our rights. But what we have to do is make sure that we have regained as many of them as we possibly can now, make it harder for them to take them away later, but also provide a buffer. And you do that by spending money, whether it's on the legislative side or the litigation side, or doing it in the courts. So I would encourage you to at least give that some consideration, where you look at this and going, yeah, this is a golden time. This is an incredible moment. And I don't know if we have a 4-year window or an 8-year window. And I think 4 years is a very real possibility. So we have to make hay while the sun shines. We have to get out there and do the things we know we have to do, whether it's donating or joining or getting involved or bringing people in or getting more people shooting, all of those things that we always know we need to do. And we felt motivated by the threat, the Obama threat, the Hillary threat, the leftist threat. Well, we got to get involved. We got to get on board. So, I mean, there it is. There's my lecture for right now. 2 things. One, get involved. Another one, you're going to be so sorry if you don't go out and buy some guns right now. I'm just telling you, because it's going to come back to normal. We're this real weird little dip right now. And for those of us who like to buy guns, man, there's never going to be a better time. I just want to say again, thank you to the folks at FN. Great folks hosting us here. Thanks, guys. I'm waving at them over here. It's been terrific. You guys have been wonderful. The NRA show is a hoot and a half. If you've never been to one, try to get to the one in Dallas next year. It will be worth your while, and then you'll be like a lot of these folks here who say, once I went to one, I never missed one after that. Seminars, guns to see, celebrities, everybody from Tom Selleck to, who knows, the President of the United States. Tell you what, I'll see you there next time. Take care. Gun Talk is out.